Hello, 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 hello everybody. Good morning. Happy Tuesday to you all. I'm not sure about the lighting in here this morning. I haven't changed anything. It just keeps going a bit odd. Anyway, I hope you've had a lovely Easter bank holiday weekend. If you haven't had to go out to work, if you're not a key worker, I hope you found it enjoyable and you managed to connect with your family in some way. And you kept yourselves busy and enjoyed the sun. Didn't we have a gorgeous, gorgeous weekend? I caught the sun. I could feel the freckles popping out, honestly. Hey Linda, I'm so glad you could join me. I'm just holding you in my hand. I'm just holding the phone in my hand this morning before I pop you on my tripod and we do some crafting. I'm just going to check that I'm live in the right place on my Inkstampshare page. So I'm just going to look at my laptop, which is next to me. Always good to know that you're live in the right place. You don't want to be wrong. So tell me what you were up to. Oh, there I am. I'm good. Tell me what you were up to this weekend. Did you do any gardening or anything like that? I managed to do a little bit of weeding. And yeah, and the garden's looking a bit tidier. Hello, Hilary. How are you? You all right? Good morning to you. I hope the Easter bunny came. Apparently, according to the Prime Minister in New Zealand, the Easter Bunny is an essential key worker. So, I don't know if any of you else saw that video on Facebook of her announcement. I thought that was tickle me pink. Yeah, so it's a nice day out there today. It's a bit cold. I think we've got highs of like 12 today, but then I think tomorrow it's going up to 20. So that's good news because I like the sunshine. You let me know what you've been doing. So, coffee and cards time. I've got my coffee. Let me grab that. Transforming the allotment so it will be weed free. That's a really good idea. I want to hold this and hold my coffee. It's difficult. That's a really good idea. Is it too early to make Christmas cards? Of course not. It's never too early to make Christmas cards. Yay! Good morning, Claire. I'm glad you found us, no problem. Just grabbing my coffee to have a little drink. It's a good idea to get on top of those weeds, and it is a very good idea to get on with those Christmas cards. It's never too early for those. Honestly, it's a really odd thing I found about making Christmas cards. Because before I did card making, I always used to say to people, why on earth are you getting ready for Christmas in like July or something like that? It just felt really odd. And then as soon as I got into card making, I was like, well, it feels very separate from the Christmas event itself. It just feels like you're getting prepared and that you've got, and it's just a lovely thing to do. I would definitely do it. Hi, Baz. Thank you for joining me. You're so sweet. I got my mug. Anyway, this morning, I just thought it's spring and the sun is shining. Timpsons are closed. Timpsons make keys, don't they? And heel shoes and things. Shoes? Are they shoes? I'm confused, Hilary. They're not key workers. Have I missed something? Oh, yeah. It's spring. Spring has sprung. So I thought we would play with some butterflies today. Butterfly stamp sets and butterfly dies. So I have got a couple of cards to share with you, so we'll crack on in a minute. A joke. Yeah, I think it's a joke. Sorry, I kind of missed the thread and sometimes you miss it and it just doesn't work right. Oh my God. Key workers. Don't. That's just my kind of sense of humour, actually. I'm going to be sharing that joke everywhere today with no apologies at all. Love that joke. Oh, hello, Jan. Lovely you could join us this morning. Sorry I'm wobbling you around. That's just so funny. Look, you can see my messy lawn at the front. Yeah, and the driving the road out the front, but only because I moved my craft room around. Yeah, I must go out and mow it again. Socially distanced lawn mowing, honestly. So I hope you've all been up to some fun stuff apart from like working and things. I've been doing a little bit of card making. There's a surprise. and a little bit of fun like that. And I've been doing some crochet. I've picked up my hooky and I've been crocheting some rainbow mandalas, which has been a bit of fun in front of the TV. Yeah, right. Hello, Jan. I'm so glad you're here. Right, hi, Lucy. I'm glad you're here. I'm going to stop chitter-chattering. I'm going to turn the camera around. I'm going to crack on with some card making. Just bear with me while I turn it round, because it's always a bit awkward, this setup. Just bear with me. So, hi, Nicola. Hi, Chloe. I'm glad you joined us. That's brilliant. Here we go. I'm going to turn you around, so bear with me. Hey, Lucy. Here we go. So, you see all right, here we go. I'm going to pop you in my tripod, and let's hope I don't cut you off in the process or stick my finger in it. There we go. We've got you in. Oh, you're joining me from Belfast. Thank you. That's brilliant. Right, let's adjust this slightly. Don't want to make you seasick. And move you along. And tell me if you've got a good view. Let's move this along here. Okay, here we go. So we've got a couple of butterfly things in our catalogue at the moment. We've got this snap set, which I'm going to use, which goes along with this punch. Hi, Alexis. Hi, Lexi. Yeah, butterflies are some of my favourite things, and I haven't used them enough. And I've just thought I have to get them out because it feels like that time of the year. So we've got a butterfly punch that matches this stamp set. It cuts out these butterflies. It comes as a bundle. It's fabulous. So that's what I'm going to use first. Excuse me. Right, okay. It's a very simple card. So I'm just going to move these out of the way a little bit. I've got one of my note cards. You know the Whisper White note cards? They come in a pack of 20, all pre-scored and pre-done, with the envelopes inside like this. I'm going to use one of those to make my card. I'm actually going to take an envelope out because I always forget to stamp my envelope when I'm doing Coffee and Card Live. We always do it at Coffee and Cards, don't we, ladies? We always stamp our envelopes. Okay, now I've made a background already using an embossing folder. And I'll show you which one it is. I think I've kept it out somewhere to show you. I've got rather a lot of stuff out. Here it is. So it's this new embossing folder. It's really beautiful. It's called the Ornate Floral 3D Embossing Folder. You can't find it in the catalogue, but you can find it in my online shop at inkstampshare.ink because it's a new, brand new one for the new catalogue that's coming out in June. So it's not yet in a publication that you can see, but look how pretty it is. But you can definitely get it. Okay, so that's what I've used, and I've already done that to save time. You're right. It's not finished until the envelope is stamped. Hold on, I'm just going to see what you can see. It makes it a bit easier for me to make it, I'm sure I've got it shot. So I've already taken a piece of Whisper White cardstock and I've embossed it with that gorgeous embossing folder look. It's really deep and really pretty. You still don't know what you've done. It gets easier, Claire, the more you do it. You just generally, it becomes more intuitive. I was like that with Facebook to start with. Couldn't understand it at all. And then all of a sudden it was fine. Hi, Kathy. Yeah, whatever it was, keep doing it. I'm so glad you're all here. So yeah, I have got my note card, which is 3.5 by 5. And I've just cut a Whisper White layer that is 3 1/4 by 4 3/4. So just taking it down 1/4 inch. And I've embossed it. I've popped it through the Big Shot with that Ornate Floral 3D embossing folder. And I'm going to pop that on there. You don't need to use it. You could have a plain white one. You could have some designer series paper. You can do whatever you like. You can do some stamping. Hi, Suzanne. I'm so glad you're watching. Right, so that's going to be my layer. And I'm going to pop that on. But I'm going to do some stamping now. Now, ladies, tell me you all keep your scraps of cardstock to use up. Well, I'm telling you I do. This is my Whisper White scrap bag, and I keep anything that's decently sized. So I'm using those today to do some stamping of these butterflies, like this. Right, out of this beautiful stamp set. It's called Butterfly Gala, and I've taken some of the stamps out of it already. It's got 4 large butterflies, and it's got the little ones that match the design. It's got the inside of the butterfly wings so you can stamp them. And of the small one, it's got big and little kind of antennae, whatever you call those on a butterfly, and this body part. It's got some lovely sentiments. You've been on my mind. Thank you so very much. The good things in life are better with you, a little note, and hello, beautiful. Hi, Julia. I'm so glad that you're here. How lovely is that? So, Butterfly Gala. And so I have mounted up some of these butterflies, and I'm going to stamp a couple to show you what I'm going to do. Now, I've got my Memento black ink. You keep your scraps with the main pack the card is in. Yes, that's a good idea, Baz. I have rather a lot, so I keep them in. I've got like a folder, a big folder, the accordion folder, and each one's got its own little slot, and I check that before I cut into a big sheet. So yeah, I'm just gonna ink up one of the butterflies. Anyone, doesn't really matter. And give it a good stamp so you can see how it comes out. It's really pretty. So that's one. And they're all different designs. Don't know if I get another one on there, so I'll just stamp it down. There we go. So you can see how gorgeous they are. Okay, actually, shall I stamp them all so you can see the designs? Let's find some scrap paper. Some of these are being stamped on. That's about right for me. There's another one. Right, so which ones have I used? I've used that one, I've used that one. I haven't used this one or this one. God, I've got an itchy nose. Right. So pretty. Oh, that one. Sorry, my hands are in the way today. Another scrap. This one's really pretty. It's got like a ferny, feathery effect on it. Don't know what you'd call it. Hi, Fiona. I'm so glad you could join us. Right, there we are. So that's all 4 of those butterflies stamped out. So you can see the different designs. They're really pretty. Really like these. You can colour them in. You can stamp them. I'm going to do something a little different though. Okay, so what I'm going to do is take the little body, because I need to show you how to stamp the little body. Right, there's 2 bodies, one for the big butterfly and one for the small one. And I will show you how to stamp those, because that's significant when you punch it out. So if you take the big body, ink him up. Hi, Jen. Hi, Sue. And then what you need to do is when you stamp it on top of the middle part of the butterfly's body, you need to make sure you put the head just peeping over the top, not too much. Because when you punch it out, this punches them both out at the same time. They're exactly lined up. You need to make sure that you're not cutting any part of that body off when you punch it out. So that's one of those, and then I'll show you how to do the little one. They're slightly fatter on the head end than the body end, if that makes any sense to you whatsoever. Hi, Claire. I'm so glad you could join us. That's brilliant. I've missed you. So nice. So I did like seeing your barbecue post. That looked scrumptious. Right, okay, so I've popped that in there, lined it up, and out they come. So now you've got your butterflies. Actually, you can see I did that one slightly too proud and it's chopped it off, but it doesn't matter really. It doesn't matter too much, but there you go. You can see, and they come out lovely. So I'm going to put those to one side because I've already done some ready. They will be used. Right, let's put them there and put the lid on my ink before I put my hand in it. It's always a thing, isn't it? Okay, so I've got some I've already done, Blue Peter style. Okay, to go on my card. But I'm going to do a bit of sponging, I think, first. Now I'm going to try and save some trees. And I'm going to put a bit of dirty scrap underneath it. Right, because I'm going to be doing some sponging. Here we go. Look at all this mess. Something under there. Something is stuck under there. Oh, it's a little button. I'm going to be using that button later on. Okay, here we go. So I need to decide how many of these butterflies I want on my card. And I think I just want a big one. There. And I think I'll just take some of the smaller ones like so. But you can use however many you like. I think I just need that. I think that's going to be mine. Right, so I'm going to leave those to one side. I know which ones I want. I might take that one out because it's got very dark wing on that. Right, here we are. Okay, now I was going to do some sponging and I brought some nice ink colours in. So I brought in, I'll show you what I've got. I have got terracotta tile and so saffron. So I'm going to do the big one in this. So just open up the ink pad. And I've got a sponge dauber. You know the sponges with the finger bit on the end? It's called a sponge dauber, and you can put them on your finger, dab it on your ink pad to pick up the colour. And then you can apply it to your butterfly. So I'm going to kind of go a little bit all over just to ink him up, but not too much. Give him a bit of colour. You could colour these in using the pens or anything you like, or just the other fill-in stamps that are in the set. Or you could do some sponging like this. Right, okay, I've just made him yellow. So I'm going to shut this one up. And I'm going to get this one out and I'm going to do his middle. That's terracotta tile, this one. Just a different one. Just make sure it's not too inky. And I'm going to do his middle. Just to give him some graduated colour. There. That's kind of quite sweet, isn't it? Yeah, I like that. So that's the yellow one. So the orange bit, I mean. All right, let's put that one over there. And then I've got to decide what I'm going to do for these little ones. Okay, I brought some more colours in with me. I've got a bit of Highland Heather. I'm not going to use Highland Heather. I've changed my mind. I have got Balmy Blue. And one of my favourites. This is Coastal Cabana. I'm going to use that one. Right, I have got some Coastal Cabana. Let's go for that. One of these little ones. Like that. And I might just do a little bit. Oh, thanks, Lucy. I like these colours a lot. I'm just going to make it a bit darker in the middle if I can. With that one, ooh, stick my finger in it. Always do it. Let's move that one. Let's get the Balmy Blue one. yeah, so I've been, I was out in the garden. One day it was very warm. And sat in the garden. We did take the dog out for a walk. And I got rather sunburnt just on a dog walk. It's really weird because I normally put loads of sun cream on. But wasn't it nice to feel the sun on her? Blue. See if I can make it a bit more intense in the middle. Blue. That's that one. And then I think I'll go for the Highland Heather after all. Ooh, if I can get it open. That's a stiff one. There we are. Right, where have I put it? Here it is. It's escaping. You can see what I was using this one for. Poppies. Just going to grab the dark one, the gorgeous grape. This one's just slightly darker than the Highland Heather. I think it would look nice on the middle of this one. You can use any colours you like. There we are. Fabulous. So there you go. So I've got my card like that. I'm going to give them a slight bend because they're going to fly. My butterflies are going to. And I think I'm going to see if I can find my Wink of Stella. You know I like a bit of Wink of Stella. Where is it? Here it is. It's all glittery. Right, let's give the... You might not be able to see it very well on the video, but this is clear Wink of Stella, and it's a pen. It's like a watery glimmer pen. Water pen. No, that's not what I'm trying to say. It's like a shimmer paintbrush. I don't know if you can see that. It's not really catching the light. You may be able to. But in real life, it's really shimmery. It's really lovely. Oops, if I don't drop it. Not sure that you can see it. Keep trying. Love a bit of Wink of Stella. It really gives an added dimension to it. And then it just dries glittery. But it's not an obvious glitter. It's just a real subtle shimmer. You can just about see that. Let's pop it on these. If it picks up any of the colour from your stamping, just wipe it off on a scrap piece of paper before you go back onto your next colour so it doesn't muddy it. There we go. Pop that away. Alrighty, so I'm going to also stamp my sentiment. Let's have a look. Now, I got out You've Been on My Mind, which I thought was a nice... Oh, sorry, that makes a noise, doesn't it? I thought that was a really nice stamp for right now, because we're all thinking about other people at the moment, aren't we? And missing other people and just sending other people well wishes. So I thought that was a useful one. And I'm going to stamp it on here, and I'm going to stamp it in black. Oh, thanks, Jan. So I've just got a scrap of Whisper White out of my scraps. These tiny ends, when I make card bases, sometimes come in useful. I don't keep them all, but anything of a decent size. I make sure it's well inked up. You've been on my mind. So hope it stamps well. Yes, like that. It's always good when it works out. Let's get my mini trimmer and trim the end off. If you're brave, you can just use the scissors. I like my trimmer. I'm a bit paranoid about straight lines. Anyone else the same as me? Sometimes I'm brave. Okay, so we've got that, and we've got that. I am going to get rid of that really dirty grid paper because it's very distracting. Nearly took all the spare butterflies. Let's just move those. Yay! So we got these. Right. Are you still alive? Are you still with me? I'm going to glue this on here using my Tombow. If you don't use them constantly, the Tombow will get a bit of glue on the top. Just take it off. I like to use Tombow when I've been using an embossing folder because it gets down in all those little indented areas and make sure it sticks properly, because otherwise it won't. Tombow always feels like it's running out and it's not. You like it? I'm glad. There's so many people we can send a card to at the moment, isn't there? Just reach out. There we go. I do like white on white. Anyone else? Just grab my coffee. Have you all got a drink? Sorry if I'm noisy. It's not very nice listening to other people drink. Okay, so I'm going to pop these on. And I'm going to pop this on. I think it's going to be it. It's going to be very simple. Right then, let's grab even glue dots. Where are you, glue dots? Had them out this morning. Oh, there they are. Had them out because I had an idea. It is a classic look. Thanks, Hilary. Had an idea. Now, I'm going to try this. You know how people have been making rainbows to put in their windows? One of the girls in my wider team has done a beautiful one. I think she's used the butterflies and she's just literally, she hasn't needed to stamp. She's just used the punch and she's punched out multicoloured butterflies and then she's stuck them in a rainbow all over her front window and it looks amazing. And they've also done it with hearts as well. Now they've used glue dots, so that's why I have my glue dots out to see. But I was trying to think it might work really well if they were stuck, strung up on string. Oh, good. I'm glad you like the tips. Yeah, I like the colour too, Lucy. So I kind of alternate. Right, here we are. So that one's going up here. I'm going to leave a bit of room for a little one at the top. I'm going to put it a bit further down. Like that. Just position them where you want. My glue dots are a bit big, so I've just pulled them apart. I've got a delivery coming today. Stampin' Up delivery, woohoo! So I do apologise if the dog barks. It would probably be the UPS man with a bit of luck. It gave me a time slot, so I'm really hoping it's this morning. Well, somebody else said to her in that post, will the glue dots come off the window? And she said, yes, she's had no problem with it. I'm really not sure if it would leave a lovely sticky, greasy mark, though. I don't know. So I'm thinking maybe on cotton, You know, if you string them down a piece of cotton and then hang them up in the window, that might look nice. Might be a bit of, we might need to experiment. But I think it sounds like a fun idea with our punch. And this person who was doing it, absolutely all credit. She'd been sending out, well, there's a couple of ladies, I can't remember who it was. They've been sending out little packs to the people in their local area to do the same. How sweet is that? How kind. You've been on my mind. Love that. I'm just going to use the glue. Hi Ruth, how are you? Hope your little one had a lovely birthday in the end the other day. So, my mum has been making, I took some scrub bags into work the other day for washing our scrubs in. One of our lovely ladies in our craft group made some scrub bags, but my mum down in Wales has also been making them for her local hospital. Because she can't get out to the post office and send them all up here, but she can, somebody can pick them up from her, which is, I'm very, very pleased she's been able to do that. Oh, that was who it was, Baz. It was Kim Price and Lisa Cornwall. So have a look on their Facebook, you'll see what they've been doing. So there you go, a very simple one layer card this morning with the butterflies. You've been on my mind. With the ready-made note cards and envelopes and the butterflies. I might just stamp on the envelope. And then I'm going to leave it blank inside. You could put any of these. This is nice. What does it say? Oh, a friendship isn't one big thing. It's a million little things. I really like that. Oh, Baz, you've been doing the headbands. That's lovely as well. Thank you from me for all that you're doing. I know the headbands make a big difference. Some of the girls, especially those I think that are working in even more intense environments like ITU and things, they are getting really sore, so they help. Right, butterflies. So I'm going to pop some on the envelope. So when it goes through the door, you have a pretty envelope. Like that. Yeah. Let's put the bodies on. Oh, bless you. Thanks, Baz. Pop those in. So who's managed to do any crafting this last week or so? Anyone? What have you been up to? Right, that's good. I've had some lovely cards. Oh, thanks, Fiona. Yeah, I've had some lovely cards off some of you guys. Thank you. I had some lovely, thank you for my Easter card, Jan. I had some lovely cards to the post. I'm very lucky. So there you are. How simple. That's a really simple card that you could pop in through someone's letterbox to say that you're thinking of them. Put a little note inside. Hope they're all right and they're managing. I think it's just such a pretty thing to do. And would brighten up anyone's day, wouldn't it? I've got a bit of a tip for you too. I hope you're not licking your envelopes is the tip. So I've got an aqua painter here, which I am going to have to fill with water because I forgot to do it. So just bear with me for 2 seconds. Talk amongst yourselves. Right, sorry about that, ladies and gents. Right, see this? This is it's what we call an aqua painter. It's a paintbrush. Ooh, and I got blue in it. Let me clean it. I used it for using blue ink, I think. So I better not use that one for what I was going to use it for. Let me take the end off it. Find it. You know what I've done with it? I have been using it. I've got a tray in my kitchen, and on the tray is a big pile of cards to send out that I've been making using a card kit. There we are, I've done it now. And on the cards, this is what I'm doing on the envelopes. Trying to get back into the swing. Good, I'm glad you're getting back in the swing. It's hard, isn't it, when we're all in kind of lockdown to feel the motivation. Right, so this is a fluid-filled, water-filled paintbrush, basically. It comes apart, you fill it with water, and you use the brush. And I'm going to use it, not for the purposes intended for, but to seal my envelopes on all my cards. No licking. So then you would put it in, and you seal it. Voila! There you go. It's done. There you go. So I hope you like that one. And I've got another card for you this morning. This one's a bit of fun. I needed the aqua painter for this second one. So let me move this one out of the way. And that stamp set can go out of the way because I'm using something different now. All right. Now, the reason I chose this actually was, do you ever cut or punch things out or colour things in for your cards or whatever, and you have lots of scraps and bits left over? Well, I try to save all those little bits for other cards if they're useful. And so I came across this envelope full of all these beautiful butterflies. And they are from this Butterfly Beauty Thinlits die set. And this is a great die set. And it has a lot of dies in it. So let me just show you. It has 2 layers of dies. I've put a magnetic sheet in the middle of that. So basically they all mirror each other and they layer up, but you've got all of these butterflies. Then you've got some swirls and some ferns. And then you've got all these little butterflies down the side. Hi, Mum. I was just singing your praises over your scrub making. That's just brilliant. So all of these dies come in one die set. And it's brilliant, absolutely brilliant. I love it. And it has a stamp set that goes with it. So that's called the Butterfly Beauty Thinlits dies. And I found all of these that I had stashed where I had cut them out and they were extra. So I thought it's time I got them out and used them. And the stamp set that coordinates with it is called the Beauty Abound stamp set. And this is the one that I was showing you the sentiment from just now. And it's got these little butterflies on it that you can cut out, and these other kind of texture stamps here. It's also got this lovely flourish as well. So we're going to be using both of these things. Now, in this pack of stuff, I found this, and this is what kind of I thought we would do today. I found this. Now, I'd watercoloured this butterfly, and I'm going to show you how we do that. All of these. It's so simple. Right, so I've got my silicone sheet, it's just a little waterproof sheet, and I'm going to put it down here. Doesn't matter, it's just going to save my surface is all it's going to do. Nothing fancy. And so I've taken one of the dies and I've cut it out already. So this one is one piece. Do you see that? If you look up on Pinterest, Butterfly Beauty, you're going to find a lot of cards with this on it. When I saw it, I thought, well, that's weird, because I'm like that. And I die cut it out and then cut them all up, because for me, that's how it would normally be. So I like them cut up, some, you know, mostly, but it's entirely up to you. So this is what it looks like when you have cut it out. And I have just cut this one out using watercolour paper instead of Whisper White, because I'm going to be using a lot of water on it from the aqua painter. And then I'm going to show you what I'm going to do. So I've got to decide what colours. So first of all, I'm going to take my aqua painter, which is still a bit blue, but I'm not too bothered. And I'm going to soak my butterfly with water, like so. And it should soak up a lot of that water. Like that. And you can do them all. like that. So the weather's going to be nice tomorrow again. I think it's getting up 20 degrees, I think. So more gardening weather, ladies. Or sitting weather with a book. All right, now what colours am I going to use? I'm feeling a bit of all sorts. I'm feeling a bit of blue, a bit of Coastal Cabana, and a bit of, I think, Gorgeous Grape. It's quite dark, that, but we'll see. Maybe I'll go for the lighter one. Right, you can use the ink refills that go alongside these to get the ink, or you can just squeeze your ink pad together like that, and then when you open it, you should have a nice little splodge. So I'm going to use that. It's a bit of a tip for you. And then pick it up with your aqua painter, squeeze a little bit of water into it, and then you're just going to squeeze the water through. And you're going to have a pretty effect like that. And don't be too worried about where it's going. You just want a bit of a delicate colour all over it. Nothing too contrived. You're welcome. Let's get some more colour. Like a stencil, but I'm not going to use it like a stencil. You can use it as a stencil. I have done that as well. So I'm going to give his body a bit more green because I kind of like this Coastal Cabana. Right, okay, so that's enough of that colour. Pop that one out of the way. I am going to... Oh, yeah, it'll definitely work, Lucy. Oh, bye, Kathy. I'm glad you joined us. I bet it's early for you, is it? Yeah, of course it is. Right, okay, I'm going to use a bit of the Gorgeous Grape. It would definitely work. I did it quite a bit. I had a phase of doing that a lot when we had the dragonfly dies. They were so lovely, and I did a lot of that. I just squeeze it together. And then pick up some of that one. Some water into it. Yeah, just fill it in anywhere you'd like it to be. I can hear the wood pigeons. Is this like watching paint dry? Oh God, that I'm not going to forget that key joke. So just a bit of pretty, whatever pretty colours that are in your stash. Yeah, really are stiff. We used to, see, this is the old style. But as you're absolutely right, these old styles are so much easier to squeeze together. And then you can get your ink in a nice big splodge like that. The new ones are harder to do that with. They are better for every other purpose, I think, but they're harder to squeeze. Just need to have had your Weetabix, I think. I'm going to use some of this. This is, I think this is Flirty Flamingo. I must have re-inked it recently because that's very bright. Yeah, I did. I'm glad you like it. See, we've got your colour in there, Lucy. You've got some nice colours in. And nothing too much. And just fill in most of the white. Leave some of it. I think it's nice. But I think I might end up trying that butterfly thing on the window with the other one. Right, I think we're done. Like that. Just going to clean this off. I'm cleaning my aqua painter off in between on my stamping chamois. It's useful for all sorts. Right, and I'm going to put this to the side. Ooh, it's falling apart. Let's move it. Should I get my heat tool out? I don't think I'm near a plug, unfortunately. Right, hang on. Let's move these ink pads. So, if I move this one to dry, let's move it out of the way. I'm going to cut. Can you get Weetabix in the shop? You can get the shimmery Whisper White cardstock that's quite good at absorbing water, Lucy. But this is just plain Whisper White watercolour paper. So I'm going to leave it to dry. And I'm going to find the one that I had. So you can see that when I did this one before, I cut them apart. So I think it would have been like this and something like this, you know, something like this it would have been. So yeah, actually that's the same one as that, but you can see that would have been there. And I just chopped them apart, and I'm going to use the big one. Can you get Weetabix in the shops? Do you know what? I've been buying my son his mini Weetabix. So you can, but you have to grab it when you see it. And I think we're out of it now. Ooh, what is that? Right, let me just check that I've cut my card base. I prefer it cut apart, Lucy. It feels more natural to me. So my card layer is 10 by 14.3 centimetres, which is what I like it to be. Okay. I'm going to do a little bit of stamping too, in a very pale colour. So in this stamp set, I have got this stamp out. This is a cling one, the red. I'm going to use this one. I really like it. And I'm going to pick out some of the colours I've got on here. And I think I've got some of the gorgeous grape. And I want it to be quite light. So I'm going to go for the lighter lilac, which is Highland Heather, to do that. And I'm not going to put too much on it, because I'm going to leave room for a sentiment down here. So let's just see how dark that is, shall we? I might stamp that off, yeah. Yeah, I like to stamp off. Hi Shirley, is it your birthday today? I think I saw that pop up. If it's your birthday, Shirley, have a very lovely birthday from all of us. There we go. Look, I've still got my grid paper, never mind. Okay, so I've got what I needed on there. 3 of those little splodges would do me. I like things in 3s. This is going to go on here. Actually, I might do a bit more. I'm going to get carried away. A bit there and a bit there. There we are. That feels more like it. Let's move this one. Ooh. And I got some linen thread here. And I've got one of the needlepoint Nook buttons that we had in the, I think it was a previous catalogue. They are still for sale. They're tiny, weeny little buttons, but use some out of your stash. But if you want one of these, you can still get them. They're in the clearance rack. Oh, yeah. Ladies, the clearance rack got updated in the early hours of this morning, and there's a lot of lovely goodies in there, a lot more that was there before. So take a look at that. And all our deliveries are currently still coming through. There may be a day or two delay, not yet, but they're saying that might happen. But at the moment, we're good. We're good. And I think it's more UPS side, but at the moment, we're all good. Things are coming through as planned. So I'm just going to use my twine and tie a little bow. On my on my button. I don't know about you, but the birds have been going mad in my garden. I don't know if it's because there's no traffic now and we can just hear them more, or if they are more vocal because there's less traffic pollution. I don't know, but they are absolutely bonkers in our garden. So a tiny little bow. Cut the ends off. I like this. It's going to go in the middle of my butterfly. And I'll probably trim it a bit more, I just need to get it right. Shirley not owning up to her birthday. I think it's her birthday. So shall I put it that way? Or that way? I think I'll put it that way so we can see the bow. I've got a week off. Oh yeah, me too, Claire. It's just a bit fun. I just thought it was nice. I'm used to using bits of things on when I made scrapbook pages all the time, and I haven't done that in a while, but I do like to incorporate things where I can. It's a bit of fun. Right, that's on. That is on. I'm going to put my butterfly on with the glue dot as well. Make him quite sticky. These glue dots are very sticky. You make him so his wings will come up. I've actually got some, I don't know whether to use some of this or not. This is really pretty, this lace ribbon. Yeah, makes it a bit, what do you think? I might leave that. No, I'm not going to use that yet. I'm going to wait on that one. Okay, so we've got that one on there. Now I'm going to decide what colour card base I'm going to use, because that will help everything else come together. So I have got some of last year's in colours. So, or this year's in colours, because they go for 2 years. So I've got this one, which I think I might use. Or have I got any gorgeous grape? I'm not sure if I have. Gorgeous grape is the really dark one. Let's have a quick look. Oh, I think I was using the wrong colour. That one that I had out there isn't Highland Heather. That's Purple Posy. So this is Highland Heather, which makes it much better. Have I got a card base in it? I'm not sure. I think I'll use a layer of it. So I'm going to cut myself a layer. It's going to be my second layer size. Okay, so my second layer size is 10 centimetres by 14.3. So I cut it at 10. By 14.3. So I've got that one. And then this one, which I've already cut at that size, I'm going to cut slightly smaller. So I'm going to cut it at 9.5. So I don't cut my butterfly's wing off. By 13.8. Then it will fit on my layer that I've just cut. And make that pop like that. Use my snail to stick that together. Oh yeah, I like the lace, Jan. I think I'm going to use it, just not quite behind the butterfly. I think. I haven't decided. I think I'm going to use it somewhere else. Right, okay. Pop it on there. And then we need a base. So I'm going to use the Whisper White again. Makes it pop, I think. This one scored at 10.5. Pop that one on there. I really like these butterflies, these die cuts. You know what? I have hardly used them anywhere near as much as I thought I would. I'm so pleased I've kind of pulled them out now. Watch out for lots of butterfly cards, ladies. Honestly, they're stunning. Right, that one's on there. Yeah, I like the layer colour. Oh, I like it too. Thanks, Linda. I might just move him over slightly as I take that glue dot off. That's a good thing. The glue dots kind of move a little bit as I change the size of my card. There we are. Now I need to make a little sentiment on there. Let's have a think. So I've got to decide what colour to use. Ooh, blue. Blue, blue. Got another piece of card. And I might use that You've Been on My Mind as well. Should I do it in black or blue or Highland Heather? I'm going to try it in the blue. I think it might disappear, so we might have to try a different colour. Nobody has put any through mine. Through any what? Through your what, Linda? Sorry. No, I think I quite like the blue. Right, we're going to go for the blue. I'm not sure what you mean. Scrub bags, yeah. Chocolate for your mum. I'm losing the thread. I still have chocolate for my mum, but it still hasn't gone in the post. I need to go to the post. It's going when you've got to go out, isn't it? So you don't make extra journeys. Right. You've been on my mind. You're always on my mind. You're always on my mind. Okay. I'm missing these comments. Sorry, ladies. Just deciding what to do with my lace. I think I'm going to do that with it. I think I'm going to hide it, but it's going to pop out. I think it's going to chop it off there. Oh, someone posted chocolate through her letterbox. Oh, that's just lovely. How sweet is that? Oh, there's some really nice people out there, aren't there? Well, we got a chocolate bunny. No, not a chocolate bunny. A little chocolate Easter egg. Everyone got a chocolate Easter egg at work from our chief executive. How sweet was that? Right, you've been on my mind. I'm going to put a bit of this snail along the back because that will help stick it down, and the lace ribbon. All because the lady loves milk tray. Oh, thanks, Dan. Hi, Emma. How are you? Are you well? Oh, bless you. We get our own rewards, don't we? Right, you've been on my mind. Little bit of lace. I'm not a big lacy, frilly type of person, but I do like a little bit of it in there. Now, I have run out of dimensionals. Come on, Mr. UPS man. He's bringing all my dimensionals, but I've got a bit of these. I've got lots of these, actually. You can buy these strips. They're self-adhesive foam strips, and we use them for all sorts. They're great for shaker cards, but I'm going to improvise. I'm just going to stick this piece on the back of here. I'm going to pop it on. You've been on my mind. Down there. Just a bit of lace. Like that. There we go. You've been on my mind. Right, okay, so I think we need to stamp a little bit inside, don't we? I don't know when this lockdown is going to get lifted, ladies. We can speculate over that for hours, I'm sure, but it'll be lovely when it comes, won't it? And we can all get together and stamp. We can all have a great big stamping party. I think we should, honestly. We've got our new annual catalogue coming out in June, which I'm very excited for. So if we are allowed to move around, then I will definitely be having a catalogue party. So I will let you know if that happens, because I'd love to see you guys. There we are, a bit of that. Do I need a little butterfly in there from this Beauty Abound stamp set? So I have got You've Been on My Mind. I'm not going to write anything else inside words wise, but I think I'm going to pop a little butterfly in there. Oh, there's little splatters too. I'd forgotten about those. This one. This little one. Yeah, we can all get together and stamp and just have some light-hearted fun and see each other. Hi Jenny, how lovely you've joined me today. Nearly finished. We've just been using the butterflies today. We've been using 2 different butterfly sets. We've been using the Butterfly Gala and the Beauty Abounds with the beautiful butterfly thinlets. There we go. Oh, bye Jen. I hope you made some cards today. Let me know if you did. Let me know if you crafted along. Jen often crafts along with me, and then she'll show me what she's made. And it's so nice to know that there's someone out there crafting at the same time as me. I've made the most amazing mess on my desk, honest to God. But we've had a lovely time. So this is the card we've made with the Beauty Abound stamp set. This lovely one here with all these butterfly images. And we cut out the butterfly and we watercoloured it. And is it dry? It's not dry yet. I'll probably get my heat gun on it, but this is how we watercoloured it. And then we cut it up and we've used it on here. There's one I made earlier. One butterfly I made earlier and I just used it. So that's that one. We added a button. We've added some lace. So that's that card. And then we did this is a much more simple card. but absolutely brilliant. I love this. And it's got Wink of Stella on the leaves. They're shining. I know you can't see it. You wrote a card to send. Yay, Jen! I've been writing some too, which is why my aqua painter is, my Stampin' Up aqua painter is not there. We've used the butterfly gala for this one with the matching punch. If you buy these as a bundle, you save 10%, by the way. Always good to do it together and save the money. So those are the butterfly cards we made today, which I think is very apt for the kind of the weather we've been having. Hope you like them. Was there something else I needed to say? I'm not sure. Hope you've enjoyed it and you've liked seeing what I've been up to. I've been making some other cards. I've got one on my blog that went live yesterday. And if you're looking for some inspiration, that's part of a big blog hop with, well, I mean, there's 50 or 60 other demonstrators hopping in that one. So you can come to my blog and then just, you can click the names and go all the way down and see all these other demonstrators work and get lots of inspiration using Stampin' Up stuff. So let me just turn you round. It's always a fun part. Hold on a minute. Oh, I'm glad you like it. So I'm going to try and turn you round. It's always fun. I'll try not to cut you off in the process. Sorry. Yay! I'm back in the room. Hope you're all right. Did you like the cards? Yay! If you're making any cards, or you're making anything at all, do post them in the VIP group. I would love to see what you're making. Yeah, just give us a look. And hope the sun's shining on you and you have a lovely week. And you know where I am if you're feeling a bit, we all have those days when you're feeling a bit rubbish, especially at the moment. So just give me a shout because I'm always here. And I hope you'll join me next week. Check out the clearance rack in my Inkstampshare shop for Stampin' Up because that's been updated and loads of goodies in there. So do check that out and pop an order in if you like. And I hope to see you next week and maybe chat to some of you in between. Take care and I hope you like the cards. Have a lovely week. Bye, ladies. Bye.